episode 26 D4G.
Diving.
He's not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Diving.
Yo, what up? Corsiola, back from the West Coast. Just landing on Earth, actually, after a couple of days of LA sunshine. Welcome back to Diving for Glory, a podcast that looks at football as an obsession. I am your host, Pep Corsiola. No football raps, just the football hats. Man, that was like almost a haiku. Sir Solomon, what up?
What's up, bud? Still in D.C.
Yay, still in D.C., man. This week, man, we have Arsenal getting caned in the North London Terrence and Trent derby. They got beef, son. Controversy in Valencia. Red Bull getting some Bundesliga love, and Napoli with domination fitting of a champion. EPL, La Liga, and Serie A get the reviews this week. Champs League is back. FA Cup this weekend, and as always, the prestigious and egregious D4G award section. Don't forget, Diving for Glory posts every Tuesday on iTunes and divingforglory.com, and now you can also find us on YouTube. Hit subscribe, son, please. Follow us on Twitter at Diving for Glory and Facebook as well. Follow it, hashtag it, like it, whatever suits your boots, man. All right, just a cup, jerseys tucked, boots lace. Diving for Glory, man. Let's go.
Yep.
Yay. All right, back four. We're going to start at the top of London, North Derby. Tottenham at home versus Arsenal, 1-0. Sir Solomon, man, I'm gonna kick it over to you.
Arsenal got totally dominated, as dominant as a 1-0 could get. I was listening on the Guardian, and he said Arsenal got trounced 1-0, you know?
Yeah.
They came out with their 4-3-3, with their new signings, and before the game, Aaron Ramsey pulled up. He's been in great form, and due to that, partially, I guess, their midfield three was Xhaka, El Neni, and Jack Wilshere, and Eric Dyer and Dembele completely bossed them. And even though like Dele Alli didn't have like a dominant game, like they allowed the offensive players of Tottenham to do whatever the fuck they wanted, because like once you break down the middle of the field like that, even perceived advantages that Arsenal were supposed to have, like Nacho Monreal has been having a really good time this season, and he's going up against Trippier. Trippier is the right back, he's the left back, so like you'd think you could take him, or Bellerin on the other side against Ben Davies. But because the midfield has been overran, they don't get the opportunity to go forward and actually show that they're on the level or better than these players. So
do you think that was more tactical from Arsene's standpoint, or do you think the players just got outplayed that bad?
Both. Arsene Wenger doesn't, like, his tactics are so outdated at this point that it almost feels like he's just picking a team based on, you know, whatever, but doesn't fix his team to go against different opponents. And you can't play against that giant team with that midfield. It's not talented enough, and it's not physical enough to handle what Dembele and Dyer bring, what Dele Alli, Eriksen, you know, and Son can bring.
So
it was just completely.
Yeah, I mean, there were stats showing that, you know, they evened out the possession, but only 6 shots to Tottenham's 18,
yes.
Only 1 on target
To Tottenham's 6.
And Arsenal even, you know, a few more passes than Tottenham, man. So I mean, just total midfield domination here.
Yeah, but if you look
Arsenal's shut down.
And also, if you look at dribbles won, Tottenham had 16 dribbles won out of 23 dribbles attempted, whereas Arsenal had 8 dribbles won out of 12 attempted. So just the ambition, like having the talented players like Santi Cazorla, who, I don't know, he's busy getting amputated or something right now. Aaron Ramsey even can bring you in the middle of the park was not there. And when you don't have a person that's able to hold up the ball against these dominant forces, you're going to be completely overrun. Like they had 10 corners to their 2. Dispossessed them twice as much. 5 dispossessions. Tottenham 10 for Arsenal.
Yeah, this if it wasn't for Peter Cech, this could have been easily like a 3-0, 4-0 game.
Yes, Peter Cech, and not all the way good finishing, but Peter Cech had an amazing, outstanding game. The Harry Kane goal, by the way, you saw the hops on that dude?
Yeah. He smashed that one.
Yo,
Beautiful play.
Koscielny was like at his waist.
Kane could have had a couple more headers. There was a beautiful save on a Eriksen free kick. And even with all that, man, Lloris still had to make a nice save on a Wilshere shot, and Lacazette missed an opportunity in stoppage time.
Lacazette came off the bench, and actually his movement was pretty good. He got 2 chances. One he put on target, and one he just kind of fucked. But
didn't he just move to the injury list?
Yep, that's what I was going to say. Like right after the game, it came out that he had a knee scope, and he's out 4 to 6 weeks, which kind of explains how, like, you know how he had started very nicely, and then first off, he wasn't being played as much, but like even when he was, he looked like he wasn't accelerating. Maybe knee issues.
Yeah, possible. The starting front three turned in a relatively
Anonymous?
sleepy performance. Yeah, if that's one way to describe it. Ozil probably the standout of the two, but Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan, just nothing there, man.
Yeah, I mean,
but that goes to your point.
Aubameyang is a service guy. He needs
say,
service. Yeah. Mkhitaryan is a guy that, yeah, once you move it to the final third, like, these guys will explode, but if it's cut off, then they're not gonna go all the way back. And you know, Mkhitaryan, that's when he disappeared at Manchester, is when he's expected to go back into midfield, and that's obviously not his game. So they need other people to boss the midfield and get them the ball.
And if you haven't seen the meme yet about the initials of those 4 attacking players for Arsenal, it's LMAO. The laughing part is now injured for 4 to 6 weeks, so we'll see what the rest of them do going forward. Yeah, man, so Tottenham widened the gap between them and Arsenal to 7 points, 5th and 6th place for them, respectively. This is the 11th straight game without a loss for Tottenham. They've been quietly picking it up.
Yeah, Tottenham is on a nice run. It's fucked up to say, but they need more results against like actual bigger teams. It's good that they beat Manchester earlier. Arsenal is not that anymore. It's just a name. But against Tottenham, against Chelsea, City, Liverpool, like, Tottenham needs to start punching out more wins, not draws, wins. But like, they're in the right path.
Agreed.
And they didn't play Toby Alderweireld.
Nope. This is Arsenal have not taken. I found this interesting. Have not taken 3 points away to Spurs since 2014. Who got man of the match?
I would say Dembele.
No, I got the other guy, Dyer.
Yeah,
Either one of them.
Yes, but the difference I liked in Dembele was the 96.6% pass accuracy off of 59 passes.
Yeah,
that's a lot of passes to be that accurate.
Absolutely.
You know, he had 4 dribbles, key pass. Eric Dyer had an amazing, like, not amazing, but like, he had a very, very good game too. But
he just bossed midfield, man. His heat map was just like, he's like, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna own this. 9 of 11 duels, won 4 clearances, 3 interceptions, 3 tackles, and a yellow card.
Yeah.
I give you points for a yellow card in a derby.
The duo, like, first of all, they're both huge, and they can both play football. Like, Eric Dyer went through a youth system in Portugal, so he's not like your, English defender come midfielder. But Dembele, the thing about him is he started out as a forward, so he gets the ball from you and he does that part, but he dribbles. And like, the one lasting image I have of this game is Dembele dribbling around random Arsenal players at will.
Well, that's how it goes, man. Keep Mr. Wenger on year after year after year. We'll see we'll see what they feel like after finishing 6th
next year.
Next year, man. So they say.
It's on.
Yeah. All right, man. We're done with the North London Derby. We're going to move on to the city that once needed the National Guard to be brought in to keep the peace, because it was such a violent city. And this game, it looks like they enacted violence on Lazio, man. Napoli 4-1. Tell us about it.
Napoli Mafia Central. Dude, they got hit up early. 3rd minute, Steven De Vrij makes the cross. Nobody touches it. It ends up in the goal. You're thinking, uh-oh. So most of the first half, they tried. They hit him up right before half. And after that, they come back in the second half, and Napoli romps on fucking Lazio to the tune of 4-1. The last goal being the most beautiful. I think every Napoli player touched it. Like, they passed it around. It was...
Yeah, the second half stats by Napoli do 75% possession, 91% passing accuracy, 11 shots out of their 17 came in the second half. 6 of their 7 on target came in the second half. I mean, they just trounced them, dude.
Dude, you could tell at some point they kind of got annoyed that they were still in the game with those guys, and they turned it on. The second goal was unlucky for Lazio. They were putting down, like a 1-1 against Napoli isn't a bad result. Lazio lost already on Monday, and fucking their boss, Inzaghi, Filippo Inzaghi's brother, Simeone Inzaghi. I'm educating you on more brothers. Last week, on Monday, they lost to Genoa, and Felipe Anderson, the Brazilian who plays in midfield, he had brought him on as a sub, and the guy didn't do much, but neither did anybody else. He fucking lost to Genoa, right? He goes off at the end of the game, press conference, like, yeah, he should have done more, Felipe Anderson, I'm disappointed in him. He comes back to the locker room, dude is like, yeah, I knew you'd pick on me, you always want to fucking talk shit about me. Got in a fucking altercation. Felipe Anderson had to be escorted out of the locker room by Lucas Leiva, the holding midfielder, ex of Liverpool.
Whoop.
So this is how they're coming into this game.
That's tough, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, another
Napoli, like, you're not gonna beat Napoli with your locker room in disarray like that, dude.
Yeah, no, not at all. And Lazio's been on the up and up too, until recently.
Yeah, recently they've kind of hit a wall. They have a small squad. Like, if you look at their game reports and you look at the starting 11, there's very little changes week after week, and you can't maintain,
Yeah.
Like, for example, Napoli started Alan in midfield, and he didn't do shit. But in the second half, they brought on Zielinski, and they have these kind of options. They have guys on the bench available to them, Whereas Lazio have a starting 11, and like now it's, the middle of February. How much longer are you gonna go with 11 guys?
Yeah, man. Insigne, is that how you pronounce it? Insigne and Rui did work on the left in this game.
Yes, Rui, the left back, like, he's not even the regular left back, but like, he had a wicked game.
Yeah, man. This leaves Napoli top of the table still with 63 points. It's their 4th straight win, and they have not lost to Lazio in 6 straight matchups, man. Lazio still stay in 5th place behind Roma, 5 points up on 6th place Sampdoria. Man of the match.
I'm going to go with Dries Mertens, who scored his 19th goal in all competitions for Napoli in this game.
The pass on that. Who was that assist by? Do you remember?
The last pass, I think it was from Insigne, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it's either him or Callejon.
It was awesome placement.
Yeah.
It was like, the goalie kind of thought he was going to go for the shot, and he just laid it off for Dries. Dr. Dries.
Dr. Dries.
Yeah,
they just moved him to striker last season. He's always played as a winger, and like, the guy is fucking killing it at 29, I think. 28, 29, and he's a fucking monster. Another fucking Belgian to be afraid of.
There it is. Belgians coming up large in the World Cup soon. I had Jorginho, man. He was another midfield bossing guy here, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big fan of Jorginho, the pass master.
Yeah. Way accurate passes. 3 key passes, 2 big chances created, on top of 4 tackles and 2 interceptions. Yeah, he got it in.
Yeah, Jorginho is spectacular. I don't know how long they can keep him.
I was thinking that too. I was like, not long.
There you have it. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Word up. All right, man. We're going to go ahead and move on and head to the the Bundesliga. The Red Bundesliga. RB Leipzig at home against Augsburg. Surprising Augsburg sitting 7th place, and they put them down 2-0. Tell us about it.
RB played a very, very tight 4-2-2-2 formation, which they had Iskander and Campbell as the holding two, and Bruma and Keita as the attacking two midfielders, and Poulsen and Werner up front. This Poulsen guy, I like him because just in case you're confused, Poulsen, Swedish name. Well, his first name is Yusuf.
Okay.
But anyways.
So, goals by Deo Upamecano.
That dude.
Go ahead.
Yes, defender. Scored the goal.
17 minutes, first in Bundesliga.
Yes, it was a week of firsts because Rui scored his first for Napoli earlier, and then this guy scored his first in the Bundesliga. And Keita, who the coach has actually come out and said should do better this season, and maybe he got his head turned when he signed for Liverpool in the summer, actually had a good goal, and it's good to see him back balling.
So
the funny thing is, Augsburg had as many shots as Timo Werner. Both had 12.
Oh, damn. The whole
in the game. He's like on. RB had 24 to their 12 shots. Augsburg only struck the target twice. RB 9 times. And beat them aerially to the tune of 28-16 aerial duels won.
Yeah,
just completely beasted them is the word, I think.
Yeah, sad performances from the front attackers for Augsburg. Marcel Heller had an atrocious game, man. Pulled off at half.
Yeah, they just looked overran. Like that's the thing.
So I wanted to ask one thing that I thought was interesting was the RB formation, which is showing up as a 4-2-2-2.
Yeah.
So is that really just the 4-2-4, or what do you know about that? I've never seen
more
that.
detail like these days, but that's not a 4-2-4 as much as a 4-4-2, where the four midfielders are set up in like a box with two holding guys and they're more box to box. Like they don't really, this system you don't see it a lot because Keita and Bruma are both kind of like box to box runners, you know? So against a team like this where they wanted to just move the ball down route one as fast as they could and just take as many shots on them and just fucking shit on them, it works. But like this, you can't come out like this playing, first of all, this narrow a formation, and secondly, without really having, you need another midfielder to balance this team,
balance it out
against better opponents.
Okay. Yeah, that was interesting. Appreciate that, man. This leaves RB sitting, LOL, second place, the Bayern. 18
first in the league.
Yeah, first in the league and outside of the champions.
Yes.
3 points up on 5th place, man. So they're, it's real flexible, real. It's a fluid situation, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
Augsburg sits 7th on goal difference, man. 3 points back of Europe and a dreamy 7 points back of Champions League.
Yeah, they ain't going.
They're not going. But hey,
good luck with going to Europa.
It sounded good.
Yeah.
Man of the match,
Kevin Campbell.
That's who I had too, man.
Yeah,
everything, like from a holding position, and to your point of that weird little 2-2 box in the middle.
Yeah, he had 89 fucking touches, dude, and he had 87% completion on those passes. Like
6 key passes.
Yes.
Not to mention
hit the crossbar. You know?
Not to mention 6 tackles, 4 clearances, and 3 interceptions.
Dude was Mr. Everything. Like, he balled out.
And how long will he be there?
I think he'll be there.
No doubt. Breaking news again on Diving for Glory.
Timo Werner is more likely to leave. Keita, of course, is leaving. And the third guy who's been injured for a while, I forgot his name. So maybe if other scouts forget his name too, he won't go anywhere.
No doubt. Well, we're gonna go, and we're gonna go on over to Valencia so we can get some controversy, some more VAR controversy or lack of VAR, man. Valencia hosting Levante, really almost relegation bound Levante. They came away with a 3-1 victory. This was not really like a simple 3-1 to describe.
They stole it.
Oh yeah, at home.
Fucking Levante got robbed, and to make matters worse, it's a kind of a derby game. Like their neighborhood things, like they got a rivalry thing going, and Valencia starts off night. Like they get Santi Mina, heads Valencia into the lead. Nice header, he towers over them. It only takes fucking 2 minutes for Levante to come back, and Postigo ties it with a fucking volley. After this is when the fucking shit starts going nuts, 1-1, decent game.
Valencia's into the 65th minute.
Yes, Valencia's playing better, as we'll get into the stats in a little bit, and they were actually the better team, but as a smaller team holding Valencia 1-1, they scored a goal, Levante.
But
they went into the lead and they just take it away from them. Fucking a Valencia player pushed another Valencia player, and that was deemed a foul on Levante. The guy wasn't even close to them. He scores a fucking goal. They take it away. While this is happening, in the same play, the restart, Valencia scores.
And even that was kind of weird and sketchy.
Yes. Vieto scores, but it's
like off a rebound that the guy kind of corralled damn near in his arm.
Yeah.
Like it looked crazy. And I definitely needed to watch it like 5 times.
And that was like the least controversial thing in a hat-trick of controversies, because later, to make matters worse, they gave fucking Valencia a fucking penalty for Simone Zaza just barreling the guy. Like the kid did nothing but clear the ball and got ran into and lost out and got a penalty given against him. Danny Parejo, who
89th minute.
Bless Danny Parejo, he had a fucking amazing game, but fuck.
Yeah, that really doesn't look like a 3-1. Probably
Valencia take any points they get, though. They've been hemorrhaging points lately.
No, they have. Yeah. Damn. Terrible midfield performances by Levante, though. VCF. Valencia did kind of dominate that game, even from a statistical standpoint. But, man, It sure looks sketchy.
But as a small team, you're going to get dominated. And if you can keep the 1-1 or take a 2-1, you're supposed to sit back, bunker in, let them have the stats. They played everything right, except, the ref just fucked them.
So then let's touch on the VAR topic then, because it's obviously a growing rumble from underneath the football world. Is this going to be a reality soon enough where we're looking at 5-6 plays a game or something?
I think so. I think that how technology is going, and with the next generations, they were raised with it. I think that there's going to be an insistence to get things right.
which we'll explore a little later, isn't even always possible with VAR.
That's the thing that pisses me off about VAR, is when it gets it wrong, the answer is, oh, it's a working, we're just starting it out, so we don't know.
Testing the system.
What is this, meteorology? We want accountability, man.
Yeah.
If you fuck up VAR, then another company should do it next season.
I think
something like that.
And for me, honestly, personally, the only time it should ever even be considered for use is during a goal. Fuck all that. Fuck anything else.
I think fuck it. Just take your lumps and keep moving. The movement.
Well, that's what I really think.
And I think
I don't want it.
If they're gonna insist on it, they need to have a shot clock on that bitch. Whoever's watching it should come to a decision soon.
Shot clock.
Fucking Valencia kid.
Yeah.
No, sorry. We're gonna get into it later in the Italy game. But the guy was standing over the penalty with the ball on the spot for 5 minutes. And then they stopped it. Now, at that point, even if they give him the penalty, you've already, fucking head-fucked the penalty taker.
Yeah. 5 minutes, dude. Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. You're right. It should be a limit on it. We're going to put a limit on that discussion. Man of the match.
Man of the match, Danny Parejo.
Yeah.
Not man of the match, the fucking referee who fucked them.
Yeah, for sure. Parejo got busy, did like everything.
Yeah, Parejo had beautiful game. Like, if you concede the midfield, don't do it to a team with a guy like that on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pure number 10. He was pulling the strings.
Yeah, 92% passing accuracy, man.
How many touches? Did you see the touches though?
No, how many?
Oh my god, 110.
Nice. Damn, no doubt.
That's not common for a guy that far up the field. Like, he was everywhere.
He's fouled 5 times. Put that boy on the ground.
They had to.
Straight up. All right, that's it, man. Back 4. That's a wrap.
Yep.
Hey. All right, man. We're gonna link up to the mid 4. Started off as we always do with the EPL review. Roundup, man. Saturday morning got cranking with the North London Derby. We already covered that. And then, man, it continues with the hottest team in the Premier League. What? The Swans. The Swans, my homie Swan. What? With a 1-0 over Burnley. That's like, they beat Liverpool, beat Arsenal, like, drew another team I can't remember, and won against Burnley.
Carvalho, the coach, the Portuguese, who supposedly has had like 16 jobs. He doesn't stay anywhere long, but he's a great quick fix apparently, because Swansea, who looked doomed, are not even in the relegation zone.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Ayew, reborn, like he's a fucking target man now. Like, he's running, he causes havoc up front. They play a 5-4-1 solid. Nice. Good work, Swans. And Burnley, that small squad is catching up with them.
They were, when that big hype was on them, they were 9-4-4. They're 9-9-9. Wow. So, I mean, whatever. Right there, they're almost closer to relegation than they are to the top 6. Anyway, West Ham with a 2-0 over Watford, and Stoke with a 1-1 draw on Brighton on Saturday.
West Ham game was interesting. The Chicharito and Arnautovic scored. Let's get that out of the way. But West Ham had 36% possession at home. Pass accuracy, 61%. Again, at home.
How did this happen then, man?
I don't fucking know, man.
No,
but if you look at their form, West Ham has only 1 loss in their last 6. Even though every game the fucking fans are like, the board needs to get fired. Like, they're doing these chants. Sack the board.
They look relegation bound at one point,
But the thing is, this is like, they have a little burst, but they're still a fucking terribly put together team. There is no direction. Like, yeah, he'll save them. They won't get relegated, but like, they have no goal.
No, the goal is survival this year. Like, that's it.
But what I'm saying is, like, before this year, the way they buy, like, there is no method to it. Like, there's no objective.
But like, which fringe players are out there that we can get?
After saying that, okay, we're tired of, like, buying big name 30-year-olds.
That's what
they signed Patrice Evra.
I know, right?
I saw that. Oh, so you want a 34-year-old that hasn't played in like 6 months?
Who I can't even imagine. Wow, like, this guy just roundhoused a fan 2 months ago.
Yeah, like, why is he still like?
This is the guy we need for our locker room.
No, what I'm saying is, like, this is a FIFA question. Why is he even available for a selection?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
When Cantona hit somebody, he was suspended till like the end of the season, like 4 or 5 months.
Yep. Nope. Stoke and Brighton, 1-1.
Yes.
Stoke needs anything they can get, but damn, a victory would have been better.
No. They would be happy with that tie. I saw that game. Brighton fucking overran them. Izquierdo, that guy we talked about last week, is a monster. He was taking cats on off the wing the whole game. Stoke will be lucky with that one.
You think we joke about diving for glory when we call it a look at an obsession? My man watched Stoke versus Brighton. Evidence 1A. Everton Palace, man. Everton put it on Palace 3-1.
Yeah, that team is beginning to have Sam Allardyce's image, the way he's putting it together. He actually moved Rooney into midfield too. They're playing 4-2-3-1. I guess Niasse is doing good. Gylfi Sigurdsson is performing.
They're sitting where they're normal David Moyes.
They're
turf,
not going to go
9th, 10th
anywhere.
place.
They're not going to go up. They're not going to go down. They probably finish 9th.
Yeah. And the day ended with City smashing Leicester City. Manchester versus Leicester.
Yes, well, apparently Leicester is 1/5 the good a place as Manchester.
Wow.
They got shit on.
Yeah.
They had no answers. The movement for City was wicked. Kevin De Bruyne's one-touch passing was out of this world. Like, he had him on the back foot. He had 3 assists, but we gotta give it to the man. This is the first time somebody has scored 4 times in a game, 3 times, right? So he has 4 goals in a game. This is his 3rd time. Ian Rush in the 80s was the last person to do this.
Cool.
So, this guy is very much taken for granted. People talk about his work rate and stuff, but you looking for goals, he's a killer.
Yeah, I think it's funny because there's no reservations that I have about him. All that talk about him going somewhere else or, his issues with Pep. I feel like, number one, all that shit is to motivate him from Pep's standpoint. It's like, dude, you could be the most amazing player in the world, and I'm not going to expect anything less. And the rest of the shit, dude, some games it ain't great, but it's still, I'd rather have him on the field. I'd rather have him on the field all 90 minutes.
He's the only striker that if he doesn't score in a game, then it's like, oh my God, he didn't play good. Every striker has games where they're not going to score, but he scores in more games than most of them.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with taking the bad with the good there. By far. Okay, so that end of the day on Saturday. Sunday, wake up to Huddersfield trouncing Bournemouth for that's the 3rd time trounce has been used in this episode.
I think it was 2nd or 3rd episode. Our man or something was Stephen Mounier.
Mounier,
he scored a header back then. He did it again. We hope next time we don't have to wait so long. But Stephen Mounier, he had a goal and an assist. They just completely fucked him.
Smash City. Yes, joy and glory when Rafa and Mourinho meet. Nothing like a 0-0, except it wasn't a 0-0.
After the Battle of the Cities, we had the Battle of the Uniteds.
Yes.
And Newcastle looked like the real United in this game. First of all, this is why I was asking you earlier about the last game they lost. Last game Manchester United lost was Tottenham 2 games ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
They put out the same fucking exact lineup.
Same positioning and everything.
Everything the same. After
right.
They got shitted on. Matic, Pogba, midfield does not work.
Yep.
Unless you're going to add something to it. And first of all, I think Mourinho, look at his integration of Alexis Sanchez, right? He just put him in. Does it? There's no...
Hey, man, you're offensive. Do what you do. You can play, right? And I'll tell you where to play defense, but you just do what you do.
That's the thing. He gets pissed off at Pogba because he gives him all these defensive instructions and the guy doesn't execute them. But to motivate a guy like that, you have to also give him excellent offensive instructions to go along with it so that he can integrate it into his game. Like you said, you're offensive, go do offensive shit. Oh, but I'll tell you how to defend. That's bullshit.
We're gonna be repeating the same shit until he's done at United, which I don't think he'll see out that new contract he just signed.
He starts a game. If 60 minutes, they're losing, we're on scapegoat mode. And he pulled Pogba right after the goal. Yep. Right immediately after the goal.
Yep. Yep.
That's how you lose a team, though.
Yay! I like that. Lose that team all day, man. The day ended with Southampton continuing their free fall spiral to the bottom with the 2-0 loss to Liverpool.
Liverpool's just fucking rampant. They started off the game early, hit them, looked like it was going to be a fucking rampage. Kind of took their feet off the gas a little bit, hit them again, and then they just took their 2-0. It was just a day of the job.
Another day in the
Salah,
office.
Roberto Firmino scores. Roberto Firmino, by the way, his goal scoring, he had a goal and an assist, and the bonuses for his goal and his assist were higher than his weekly salary.
The assist was sick, dude. That was the back heel to Mo.
Yeah.
Woo! That's sick.
He's having, like, Mo Salah is having an amazing time, and because of that, we're not mentioning Firmino as much, even though he seems like he's scoring against everybody.
Yep.
He's having a great season.
And
Mane needs to step up.
Church. Yeah, and then we move on to Monday, and Chelsea get back on the winning foot, which they damn well better have against West Brom. 3-0 smash.
Yeah. West Brom is...
Abramovich versus West Bromovich.
Ha! Yes. A team that is in a relegation mire and decided Alan Pardon is the solution for that deserves whatever the fuck they
And
get.
also decided that Sturridge is their answer, who promptly played 3 minutes before getting pulled
I
off.
texted my boy on chat because he was actually at the game. And I was like, oh, you're going to see the Daniel Sturridge dance live. Because I was talking about how they was going to score on Chelsea. He got hit. He fell. He walked out. Like, he walked straight out. He's like, I'm going home. Like, you know how you play in playground football or whatever? Some guy gets hit and just cries and goes home. The game started. One tackle. He hit the floor. He's like, I'm going home.
Done. Damn.
I was like, oh, wow.
No doubt. All right, man. So top 4 looks like City, United, Liverpool, Chelsea. That race for second place and for the top 4, actually the top 4 between United, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Tottenham is awfully tight.
That's going to be a one to watch.
That's the only thing to watch. City sits with 6 wins away.
Relegation battle.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I was gonna say the relegation battle is pretty awesome as well.
And the Europa, I think Arsenal and the shit teams are going to have a little battle at the end of it when they realize if they get a few points, they can get into the Europa.
You think Arsenal's gonna fall that far? They're like 9 points up on Leicester.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. They have no direction. I don't think Leicester's gonna catch them, but I kind of hope they do, because I don't think this team deserves to be anywhere near Europe.
Well, another interesting race in the EPL is the Golden Boot race. I think it's worth mentioning again because everyone added to their total. It's Kane up front with 23, Salah with 22, and Aguero with 21. And KDB runs his assist total to 14. And with that, we will move on to La Liga. Roundup.
Yep.
Friday gets started off with a thrilling 0-0 between Athletic Bilbao and Las Palmas.
Yes, it's so amazing. We're just going to jump to the next game.
Saturday, Villarreal takes an L, 2-1 to Alaves.
Yep, second L in a row. Carlos Bacca, ex of Sevilla and AC Milan, scored in this game, but it wasn't enough. Alaves, good for them. This is going to help them in their fucking relegation battle.
And speaking of relegation, Malaga continue their trip to the second division with a 1-0 loss against Atletico.
It started off 1-0.
Done.
At 1 minute, Antoine Griezmann hit them up. And it was done. Fucking, they actually outplayed Atleti. Like Atleti only took 5 shots to Malaga's 12. They tried, but you get hit with 1 goal at the beginning of the game by a Simeone team. That's the definition of hell.
Good luck for you, man. Good luck for you. Good luck to you. The Legends Leganes took a 0 again to Eibar. Eibar balling a little bit this year to a 1-0.
Yeah, Eibar doing their thing. They're on the precipice of the European spots. I think by the end of the season they'll stay there.
Yep.
It seems like there's always one decent Basque team, and I guess it's their turn because Sociedad will just get to them in a second.
Yeah, they took a 5-2 annihilation by Real Madrid.
I don't know what's worse, 5-2 or a Ronaldo assist. It's actually a very nice assist to Lucas to start the game off. He had his hat trick, and Tony Cruz did Tony Cruz things. You saw his goal, pure Tony Cruz.
I didn't.
Top of the arc, curl it into the corner. Just Tony Cruz. Just watch any of his goals. It looks like that.
Okay, no doubt. Sunday, Sevilla with the much-needed victory over upstart Girona, 1-0.
Yeah, Pablo Sarabia pops up again and scores.
Yeah, fucking Sevilla, man. Like, you feel like you're having this terrible season. They're like, quarters of or
That's the thing, when
final
you have
16 of Champions League and your Copa del Rey final against Barcelona.
They have excellent scouting and excellent youth system. So they always have talent. Even if they're fucked, like, you get a right coach and you get a right spirit in a little bit, they always got good talent in that locker room so they can do things,
Yep. And
they should have actually beat the shit out of Girona.
Yeah. Barcelona followed up their 2-0 victory over Valencia in the Copa del Rey to reach the final with a 0-0 to Getafe. Dembele return?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. That's why I put a question mark at the end of that shit.
Kind of. First off, we can't call it the return because I don't consider him to ever have been there. For real. And secondly, like, he was shit. Like, they need to just not play him for the rest of the season. Play him just in training, have him play reserves games. Just prep him. I know the thing is that his representation probably wants to make a push for him to play for France, but that ain't happening, dude. That team is loaded. Like, you're not ready. I think they should go long term with him, and if not, they're gonna just fuck this kid up.
Great point. And another 0-0 draw between Celta Vigo and Espanyol followed that up.
2-2 draw?
Oh yeah, 2-2. Sorry, wrong thing on my notes. Thank you. Another draw.
Yeah, Celta, as always,
scoring goals,
leaking goals. That's their record.
No doubt. And Monday then comes with the Deportivo loss to Real Betis 1-0.
Deportivo's new coach starts off 0-1, and Deportivo's new coach is Clarence Seedorf.
Really? I didn't see that hire.
Yeah.
Nice. Good to see brothers in the coaching position in world soccer. Either way, Barcelona stay up top. 59.7 clear of Atleti, who are second. Valencia holding on by a Ronaldo cunt hair. 1 point over Real Madrid, 43-42.
Real game in hand. 22 games to 23.
Yes. And you were right, they do have that game in hand. So it's barely a cunt hair.
It's Ronnie cunt hair.
All right, man. So also the race for 5th and 6th place is starting to look pretty interesting. Villarreal, Sevilla, Eibar, Celta, Girona, all in that little realm. About 5 points separate all them.
Villarreal going the wrong direction, though.
They are. Relegation is looking set for Malaga, probably for Deportivo, and Las Palmas hold that last spot right now.
Yeah.
That's La Liga.
You can't really call it, but it's Las Palmas or Levante. Levante. That's why I was like,
yeah, they got robbed. They needed that point at least.
Dude, they're 2 points ahead of 18th. Like they got fucked.
They did.
Anyways,
all right, moving on to Italy, Serie A roundup. Friday gets started off with the usual, a 2-0 win by Juventus over Fiorentina.
A very fortuitous 2-0 win. Fiorentina, like I was mentioning earlier, had a penalty that the guy was standing over the ball when the VAR said that the kid who made the pass that Chiellini's hand touched was offside. The pass that to him was made through Alexandro, who touched the ball 2 times, and he was considered an inactive part of play. So they still gave Juventus offside instead of Fiorentina a penalty. Now, Juventus has a long history of being a team that people think win with the dark arts and have actually got relegated due to it, so it actually even looks worse. To add insult to injury, they got scored on by their ex-player, Bernardeschi, and even after the game, he was completely unapologetic. He's like, yep, I've moved on from that. I'm a Juventus man. Fuck him.
It's tough in Italy, man. It's tough in Italy. Saturday, we move to the initials derby. SPAL versus AC. Spadak! And AC fucking smashes them 4-0.
AC Milan has been due to beat the shit out of somebody for ages. And they put 4-0. Patrick Cutroni, who got a rare start, youngster from the academy, that fan favorite. He scores 2. Lucas Biglia and Fabio Borini, ex of Liverpool, who comes in off the bench, scores the 4th. Gattuso is getting that team to play. I think he's maybe letting your players slap you every once in a while is the way to go.
No doubt. Might have to take that approach my damn self. Crotone, Atalanta, 1-1 draw.
1-1. Yep. No harm, no foul.
Yeah. Sassuolo, Cagliari, a 0-0.
Really no harm there.
And then Sunday, Sampdoria with a 2-0 over Hellas Verona.
Yep. They get the ship back in line. They had a win earlier in the week too, so Sampdoria, good job.
Torino with a 2-0 over Udinese.
Yeah, Torino.
Inter with a 2-1 over Bologna.
Interesting fucking game. Bologna had 2 fucking red cards in this game. But Inter scored 2 nice goals. I want to talk about the second one, and that is Jan Karamo. Played a 1-2 with the midfielder, got the ball back, dribbled. Spectacular dribble and shot from outside, hit the ball. He's a young, I think a 19-year-old French kid, Jan Karamo, a black kid. Is up and coming. I think if Spalletti gives him a chance, he looked very promising coming out the wing.
No doubt. Man, mark that guy, man. Going forward,
Jan
pay
Karamo.
attention. Jan Karamo.
Yes, we are watching you. We hope you go the route of Nabil Fekir.
Yay. Chievo Verona takes a 1-0 loss to Genoa. And Roma smash Benevento,
Yes.
who have like 2 points ever. They beat them 5-2.
Yes, Benevento made the mistake of scoring.
Twice.
Yeah, I mean initially to get it started, and then Roma was like, "Oh, game started, nice."
Thank you.
And Federico Fazio, Edin Dzeko hit him up, and then Turkish kid called Under comes and hits them with fucking 2 goals, and Defrel fucking penalty at the end of the game tops it off. Roma needed this. Inter needed this. Inter, it was their first win since December, I think 23rd or something in the league. Roma also has been in a terrible run of form. I think they won their last game, but like overall, like they've kind of faded.
Yep.
These 2 teams, it's good to see them get some win.
Yep. So top 4 is still with Napoli on top. 1 point above Juventus, 63-62. Inter sitting 3rd, a point up on Roma. Leading scorer in that league, man, is Ciro. Hooked it up. Ciro Immobile with 20, Icardi with 18, and Fabio Quagliarella. Quagliarella with 17.
Yes. I don't think Mauro Icardi is going to catch Ciro Immobile, not because Ciro Immobile is spectacular, but because I do not see how Icardi's future is going at Inter. Shit has kind of hit the fan for his career a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also want to mention Immobile is tied with the league lead in assists with 8. Tied with Simone Verdi from AC and Antonio Candreva from Inter.
Yes. His stats, like lately he just got back from injury and he was out. Like these are stats, like he came out of the gate. You saw how he started the season off, and he's kind of slowed down. So I'm kind of curious to see how he finishes off the season.
Mm-hmm.
The whole team has kind of slowed down.
Yeah, it's true.
So he's not really getting the service that he was.
All right, man. We're gonna kick it over to our last midfield section. Champions League preview. Last week we did the first two games, which are currently happening, so we can hurry up and get the fuck done with this episode so we can go watch them. But tomorrow's games, huge game in Madrid. Real Madrid hosting PSG.
Yes, Real Madrid, PSG. Madrid had a 5-2. PSG won this weekend also. But PSG, it feels like, hasn't been tested, and Madrid has not hit their high notes. So it's going to be an interesting game to see who's for real for this season.
But yeah, it'll give you a good barometer, see where they're at this point in the season.
Yeah. Home game for Madrid. Let's go for maybe a 2-1 Madrid.
2-1 Madrid. Okay, do you see Madrid winning this matchup?
Yeah, I might change my mind after seeing tomorrow's game when PSG actually plays an opponent and see them. If they impress me, I might change my mind. But I think that Madrid has a very, very good chance of going through. They play much better opponents regularly.
Agreed.
You know?
Agreed. The other matchup tomorrow is still pretty interesting. Porto versus Liverpool. Porto at home versus Liverpool.
Yes, Porto at home versus Liverpool. Porto always has good talent, but not always balanced because they're a selling team, so we don't know how they'll perform. We know what Liverpool's trying to achieve, but we'll have to see what their midfield looks like, because in European competition especially, Premier League is back and forth. You can make play without some strong midfield, but like against a team like Porto, midfield needs to make a play.
Well, I can't wait to see it because I don't know why. I don't know. I feel excited for Liverpool. Like, they can actually get lucky in these draws and like do a little something here. Like, they can come rampant, or they could go home. They could definitely go home.
Is what where they're like. I mean, they are flawed and stuff, and that adds to the excitement. But Liverpool has been one of the most exciting teams to watch this season, and yeah, like I'm expecting, like, could it be a 3-0? What's going to happen? Like, you don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, or are they just gonna have defensive fuck ups and come back with like a 3-2 loss? We don't know.
That's why I guess
gotta tune in. Double screen.
No doubt. All right, man. Let's wrap. Now we need to assist on up to our forward positions and hit you with our prestigious and egregious Diving for Glory Award section. And our dude of the week goes to
El Kun, Sergio Aguero, 4-goal scorer, and especially the one where he hit the crossbar and it comes off that. And that was a beauty, but just showed who the fuck he is. Big up Sergio Aguero.
Yeah, man. Sergio Aguero, City champions. Yeah, man. That's my dude. Shout out to KDB, 3 assists in that game. Goal of the week goes to
Jan Karamo for Inter Milan. The kid I just talked about. Wicked goal. Game-winning goal. Check it out.
Man, you got man-marked and an award in the same episode.
Hey.
Son, you're somebody
Kicking
now.
the door, waving his 4-4.
You're somebody now. All 75 people who listen to our shit are going to know about you, son. It's just going to spread from there.
You're going to have to wear hats in public now.
Hell yeah. Never mind the millions that watch you on TV. Fuck them. But yeah, twat happened moment goes to
the Fiorentina Juventus game, the PK farce that happened that got a perfectly good penalty kick taken away from them because people just overthought the situation when it was right there for them. It was a penalty. Fiorentina should have taken it. Maybe missed it, maybe made it, but that was what it was. Motherfuckers made it about themselves. Referees, and it sucked.
I hate when they do that.
Especially because they were fucking wrong. Like, clearly wrong.
Word up. Congratulations to all our award winners. Whether or not you wanted it or not, you got one. Word up, man. Upcoming games. As mentioned, the Champions League game, Real Madrid hosting PSG and Porto hosting Liverpool tomorrow. This weekend, you get a break from EPL action and we return to the FA Cup. Couple interesting matchups include, in my estimation, Chelsea versus Hull, Huddersfield Man U, Rochdale hosting Tottenham, and the one I'm most interested in, Wigan hosting City. Revenge!
Or upset.
Probably more upset. I wouldn't even mind it at this point, man. There's so many teams. I mean, they have so many games. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but they've made it this far. I think they have like 4 more games left to win the cup.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah,
Shit.
That's the point
Now
of
they're
spending like 700 million on your fucking squad. If
No,
you
it
can't
is.
fucking
They play every 3 days for like the rest, for like their.
That's how you become champion of things.
No, it's true. It is totally true, man. They got a crazy schedule coming up. We'll touch on that later at another episode. La Liga, Atleti hosting Bilbao, Eibar hosting Barca, and Real Betis hosting Madrid.
Nice. Eibar, I hope that their hot form makes the game entertaining, but I don't think they win. Should be a fun weekend. Atletico Madrid and Atleti against Athletic Bilbao is going to be 2 teams that like to go at war, and that's going to be fun too.
Bundesliga with one decent match that I earmarked. Mönchengladbach hosting BVB.
Mönchengladbach has been in a bit of a nosedive.
They have been.
Eintracht Frankfurt, look out for them. They've signed Kevin Prince Boateng too.
Did they really?
Moves. Yeah, man.
Where was he playing?
Home?
That's what I thought. Playing FIFA, FX Pro.
He's playing with himself.
Interesting game in Serie A this weekend. AC Milan hosting Sampdoria. That's 6th and 7th place. They're about 3 points apart.
Come on, AC Milan. Rino Gattuso squad. Make it count.
Yeah, more slaps to your grill.
Ready for them. They just signed a big contract with Puma as the sponsor starting, I think, next year.
No doubt. Did somebody actually sign that, or did they I
don't know. Some Mr. Yee somewhere signed something, but we don't know who he is or what. But they're going to get some money.
Berlusconi. His name is Yee Berlusconi.
Yee Verbal Kent.
Yeah, for real. For real. Yeah, man. And then Ligue 1, PSG hosting Strasbourg and Marseille hosting Bordeaux.
Marseille is up and down, fun to watch. Marseille Bordeaux game should be good. Strasbourg PSG, not so much.
Not so much. Hey man, that's it. The match is in the books. Diving for Glory, episode 26, man. Let's get it. As always, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate anyone who takes the time to check us out, man. Don't forget, Diving for Glory posts every Tuesday on iTunes and divingforglory.com. And now you can also find us on YouTube. Hit subscribe, my man. Follow us on Twitter at Diving for Glory and Facebook as well. Follow it, hashtag it, like it, get at us. Until next week, of course, Yola, Sir Solomon.
We out.
Match.
Diving.
He's not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Diving.